Hey guys, welcome to the farm. I'm heading up to pull out Amber. I have a lesson with her today. I've been working with her before she becomes an actual therapy horse, and so I have a natural horsemanship trainer coming, and she helps me work with her. She's definitely Amber's definitely improved a lot on her. She used to be very forward motion because she thought that was the only really way to be was forward, but she's learning that how to be just calm and receptive to everything, just helping her communicate and everything. So we had this saddle donated. It looks like a crate saddle, at least that's what my friend was telling me, my trainer was telling me. So we're actually going to try it on Amber today to see if it fits her, and we're going to measure her again because when she came, she didn't have muscle, and she was a little thin, so definitely we put weight on her, and with the work she's built up muscle, so that is good. So we're going to remeasure her again. We think that her measurement is probably more balanced than it was when we first got her and measured her, so that'll be exciting. But before I bring Amber in, I wanted to let y'all know, in the last video, Annie was the one that was, she was going downhill, and I was optimistic because she wasn't down, but as I was editing the video, she went down, she laid down, and I've lost 2 goats in the past 5 years, and they don't seem to recover when they hit the ground, when they just go down and stay down. And we lost Annie. So that was really difficult for many reasons, because I, did everything that I could, and just nothing helped her. I know what I could have done, and that's, I think, the hardest thing when you learn lessons to the loss of a life. And that's really hard. I should have warmed her when she came back to the farm. She was born here. For those that don't know, Annie and her sister Emma were born here. The owners, the ones that bought her, just said, we just weren't ready for goats. They're not eating, just a number of things were going on. So I was like, that's fine, I'll come and get them. So I went and got them, and I checked their eyes, the famacha, it's the part down here in their eye that you can see if it's pink, and usually when it's pink and nice, then there's no worm load, there's no bacteria load, they're not anemic. And I checked them, and they looked good, and they were eating, and so everything seemed fine. I did do a typical herbal wormer that I give every week to my goats. I give that, but she ended up with stomach worms, and I treated her for that, and I think it overloaded her. I think there was just so much going on. None of my other does have tested for stomach worms. So the vets reminded me, she said, do you know, when did they come? And I went back on the dates and said, she goes, well, 2 weeks prior to that, it was like 15, 16 days. Prior to that, I had my herd checked for a clean herd. Like, all the checks for, typical goat diseases, and I had them checked for worms, for parasites, and everybody was clean. So, but we've never had stomach worms here on the farm, so it's hard. A loss is hard. Any loss is hard. And just even to know, in my head, I'm just like beating myself up, but then I have to remind myself, if you were me, what would I say? And it would be a completely different conversation. I would tell you, you did everything you could, based on the information you had. These things happen. This is a fallen world. Those things I tell people, but it's hard to tell myself because I just want to beat myself up over, I'm responsible. I take care of these animals. With all that said, here's my game changer. I typically have to wait 2 to 3 days for a fecal from the vet. So I have a microscope now, and this time around, I think if I was a day earlier, if I didn't hang around and wait any longer, I think if I was a day earlier, I could have treated her a day earlier, and we may have been she may have survived. But this is excuse my farm table. I'm going to turn y'all around. Y'all can see this. I got off of Amazon, and I'll put a link below. I'm not affiliated with anything. This is just something I got, and I'll show you. So this here is the microscope I have. It is great. I paid, I think, $100 for it. I don't have it powered up right now, but because you plug it into an outlet, and you can even hook up to your computer. It has a flash drive in it, so you can save what you're actually have under the microscope. And I'm going to shoot up a picture of what I found in Annie's fecal. I believe that if I would have gotten it sooner, a day earlier, I could have treated her a day earlier with Cydectin, which gets stomach worms, and we possibly could have saved her. So I really believe there was just an overload in her. She was one of the lower ones on the totem pole, so she did eat off of the ground a lot. But then again, I don't have any other goats that are testing for stomach worms, so it probably originated from the other farm and brought here. I did, when I found out that it was stomach worms, the protocol is you just worm everybody, and I did do that. I've done fecals. There's no evidence, no dead worms, nothing on the fecal. It's clear. So that is a game changer, and that is what I'm going to do from now on. I can't wait 2 to 3 days for the vet to get back to me to tell me what I'm dealing with, and because I'm just sitting and waiting on what to give them. So I highly recommend that. Now, the fecal that you saw, I didn't use the sugar water. I will be making the sugar water. And with that, you'll be able to tell the coccidia bacteria and all that kind of stuff. So that is my method now, is I'm going to be utilizing that instead of getting fecals from the vet. What happened was interesting is that I contacted the vet, because I hadn't heard from him, and said, it's stomach worms. I see it here on the fecal that I'm looking at under the microscope. And she goes, hold on. The receptionist was like, hold on, I think we got something in, yes, it's and there's a little name that they call the stomach worms, but basically stomach worms. And so I actually was able to see the dead worm prior to the vet calling me and telling me. So that's huge. So now where we go from here is we're probably 5 weeks out. Yeah, 4 to 5 weeks out from breeding season for my girls. The boys are doing great. I'm still doing probiotics and vitamin B for them. And I'll in about, let's see, I did the Cydectin for the whole herd. They get 2 doses, one, and then 3 weeks later they get another dose. And that, and they got the selenium. And so that coincides great with breeding season. So I'll wait, I think it's like 14 days after I do the last Cydectin. Weston's over there filling water troughs. Hi, good morning. Good morning. There's Emma. So Emma's doing great. She never showed any signs. Once we get closer, I will share with y'all the plans for breeding. Lincoln is still pretty young, but I'm going to try him with Bonnie and Bubbles. And Romeo will probably end up with all 5 girls. I'm just doing 5 girls because I have 2 girls, possibly 3 in June, which would give us fall babies for 2023. Another thing that's happening is we are actually on our staycation. So when you have this many animals, you don't get out much. But we will be going for a couple of days to do a little trip together. So strange because, I had 4 kids at one time, and then those 4 are adults, and we have Weston. So it's interesting just having one child going somewhere. But we'll be going, and right now, Farmer Mike's home. You don't get to see him. He works a regular job. Really would like him home. Like me on the farm. We do work really well together. A little bantering, but it's all good. It's all fun and play, It would be great to have him home. He's scooping paddocks right now because I want my paddocks cleaned and nice before we go anywhere. But first, I have a lesson. And okay, I'm ready. And with Amber, I'm gonna sneak and stalk him. He doesn't like being on camera. All right, so there they are, father and son, scooping poop. I gotta groom this girl up. Hi, Amber. I gotta find your stuff. Where's your curry comb? Where's your curry comb, huh? hide yourself. What you doing, Luna? There's Luna Moon. Hi, Luna Moon.
Look outside of your dreams, 'cause you might miss the moment he's reaching out his hand. And you look beyond all your things, 'cause you might overlook that she's asking you to dance. You gotta give all you got, gotta give all you got for love. 'Cause you're here for a moment.
Okay, I have Luna now. So I got done with my lesson. It's really hard to record all of that. So Luna was in the stall getting cooled down after her shower. And I'm putting her back. And the next thing y'all will see is the soap cutting of the soap that I named after Luna. Affectionately, I called her Luna Moon. Her name when she came was Possum, and we decided to change that to Luna. And affectionately, I called her Luna Moon, and that's what I named the soap after. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I will be back with just more happenings on the farm. So thank you guys so much. God bless. Bye. You ready? Let's go. Come on.
If I had 1,000 tongues, I would sing with everyone. Voices like a mountain song, sing you all